Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. We are back once again, and I just wanted to talk a little bit more about this whole TSM situation. Obviously, I talked about everything as it was happening last night, and now we've all had a chance to sleep on things. We've all had a chance to see all the reactions from the community. We've had some time to let all the stuff kind of come out. Now, I will say in this video, we don't know what happened or why this happened to Peter Zhang. I'm not making this video to tell you, oh, we know what happened now, this is what happened. Like, no, that's not what this is at all, and it's likely we probably won't know for some time, if not ever. But in this video, I just wanted to go over all the kind of the latest and just give, again, some of my thoughts and opinions now that I've got to think about it for a while, now that it's not breaking news, not as it's happening. So that's kind of the point of this video. So just at least, come into this with the right expectations. We'll also be going over what a bunch of other people have said, because this is a crazy situation, and it's definitely, like one of the biggest stories of the year. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that a ton. It helps the videos out. I mean, the videos that get more likes, YouTube pushes them. It helps out everyone. It just takes 1 second. Even if you don't actually like the video, you can at least click the button still. It can be our secret. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Help us run those numbers up. Channel's been doing really, really well recently. 2022 has been a big year, and I'm hoping the rest of it will be just as successful, because that would be absolutely awesome. But with that being said, let's get right into this. So, there has been a ton of rumor, speculation, all this stuff, obviously, and, I don't know, I mean, we can talk about it a little bit, I guess, but first off, what we did have is, obviously, there was a lot of people tweeting, when this thing actually happened, and I'm on Peter Zhang's likes right now, and I actually thought that this was kind of funny. It doesn't really tell us anything or play into the story in any way, but, Doublelift replied to TSM's tweet, banger org, and then, Peter liked that, so I just thought that was kind of funny, kind of random. Obviously Doublelift is kind of talking shit about TSM there, and then Peter just decides to drop a like. Some people came out in support of Peter, just saying like, hey, we don't know what happened, but we've had nothing but good experiences with Peter. And yes, I mean, he liked all those tweets as well, and that was kind of cool to see kind of people coming out for him. And I think that's also part of what makes this so crazy, is that Peter has been involved with TSM for so long, and he's been involved with the LCS for so long. I mean, I don't know exactly how long, but it seems like it's been at least like 3 or 4 years at this point. And it seems like, yeah, people had a lot of good experience with him. People trusted him a lot. TSM has kept him around for this long, and this was something I tweeted out, like, this guy's been here for a while. How bad could this be? How deep-rooted could this be? If he was really doing something unethical, if he had a major conflict of interest, like, I don't know, like, could this potentially explain the issues that TSM has had this season? Could this potentially explain some of the issues TSM has had the past couple of seasons? Like, how crazy would that be? I mean, that is really, really wild. Obviously, Peter Zhang is a Chinese speaker. He's a guy who has probably, at least a lot of us are assuming, has had close ties with a lot of the kind of Chinese direction that TSM has been going in recently. And obviously some of the rumors and speculation revolve around things like, hey, did Peter, have some kind of involvement with getting these specific players to TSM? Could that potentially explain why TSM ended up with a giga mid-tier LDL mid laner? That would be pretty crazy. That would maybe explain some things. There's also the rumor and speculation of like, hey, was Peter trying to help these guys get off of TSM? Now that there's been all this craziness happening and the split's been an absolute disaster, did Shenyi want to leave? Did Kaido want to leave? Was he going to help facilitate their leaving, while they're still under contract with TSM in the middle of the split? I don't know. But obviously, again, TSM kind of put out a very, very vague statement, and that's what I thought this was pretty funny by Cubby, because usually a lot of these guys, they're pretty mild with their takes. They don't usually, try and roast orgs or like farm interactions or anything like that, especially TSM, one of the bigger, more powerful, more influential orgs in the space. Maybe you'll roast a CLG, but hey, guys like this are not really roasting TSM too often. He said at least TSM are 2-0 when it comes to PR statements saying nothing. And I would say more than 2-0. I would say TSM has had maybe like 4, 5, or 6 of these already at this point. And it's only March. It's March of 2022. And just think of everything that's already happened to TSM and all the poor kind of PR we've had and all the poor interactions with fans and the media and everything. Like, oh man, it has been an absolute disaster. And then on top of last place in the LCS, on top of last place in Academy. Yeah, I don't know. Spring Split cannot end soon enough for TSM, of course. Then we did have just some reactions from people. You know, LOL RBM. I don't even know who this guy is. Apparently 23 jungler for MSU. I don't know if that's Michigan State or what, but he works with Cloud9 Training Grounds. So he's involved in the scene in some capacity. He said, "Wow, I am so insanely surprised that this is a thing. Wow, so shocking. No one knew about this at all. XD, let's go. One rat out of the infinite that has been headshot." So, saying that there is infinite rats. I don't know if that means infinite rats in TSM, in the LCS, in LOL Esports, in esports. I don't know exactly what this means, but he is claiming that, hey, other people knew. So was this something that other people had suspected or knew about and TSM didn't know? Is this, did somebody tip off TSM to this whole thing? I don't really know, but this also does give me hope that we might get a leak. We might get somebody to talk. We might get somebody to say something on this whole situation, because obviously, if Peter Zhang and TSM are the only people that know, we're probably never going to hear about it. You've seen how, TSM has not been very transparent, and probably for good reason. Yes, there could be some legal proceedings or whatever going on. I'm sure their lawyers, their teams, all that are advising them not to say anything because it wouldn't make sense. I know Peter Zhang yesterday was like, "Hey guys, I'm going to make a statement about this later tonight." And then he ended up backtracking like an hour later, like, "Okay guys, I'm not actually going to talk about this tonight," which again, I assume was coming from his team, from his management, from an agent, from a lawyer or something, being like, "You fucking idiot, you're not going to say anything tonight. You're not going to talk about this. That would make absolutely no sense. It's not going to help anything." But yeah, I don't know. Then we also have Doublelift chiming in. You gotta get Doublelift's opinions, obviously, on TSM stuff. Doublelift reacts to TSM's coach sudden firing.
Honestly, it's going to take a lot of willpower not to leak what's going on here. I'm not gonna leak it though. I'm not gonna leak it. Oh man, this is so funny though. Oh man, it's so funny, dude. It's too funny, man. It's too funny, actually. Context behind this speak a tweet. Anyone know what it means? Every day at TSM is a banger.
And then obviously, TSM fans are like, "Oh no, guys, he's just trolling. Guys, he's just memeing. Guys, there's no way." After the season we've had, after the couple months we've had, there's no way something bad happened at TSM. There's no way Speak is upset or mad or like. Come on, guys. It's just crazy. It gets crazier and crazier every day. We also had Monte Cristo chiming in. He said, "Wait, did TSM finally learn what a conflict of interest is?" Again, when they said, in this, there are very serious allegations of conflict of interest and unethical practices. And again, this is very, very funny. And for people who don't necessarily know, luckily we have our good buddy Thorin there to chime in. This is on light mode because, hey, I'm blocked. So we had to, skirt around the system to get our hands on this tweet. He said, "Considering TSM was fine with Lena working for TSM while dating the owner, fucking one of the active starters, outing herself for poaching, discussing private player transfer info with other players in the room, lying about press, I'm going to go ahead and say no, TSM don't in fact care about conflicts of interest or unethical behavior." So then, he has other tweets like, "Man, Peter must have really crossed the line. Peter must have done something extra crazy, something extra wild." He also says stuff like, "Oh, Peter probably was telling the truth or trying to win," or something like that, which is just so funny. Obviously, I know TSM fans and are really going to want to hear from Monty and Thorin at this point, but I did still think it was at least funny stuff to hear. And I don't know, that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of the latest with the whole thing. Again, it seems like people know. It seems like Doublelift knows. It seems like RBM maybe knows. It doesn't seem to be too big of a secret out there, so maybe at some point we will get some leaks. Maybe we'll get a twit longer. Maybe we'll get a little video, some Twitch streams or something like that. I don't know. But again, in the meantime, it seems like there's going to be some legal action going on. It seems like this is something bad. This is something serious. Again, it led to the immediate firing of a coach, and again, it's March, and TSM has already had to fire 2 coaches. This has been absolutely insane. It's been absolutely crazy. But on the bright side, for TSM and TSM fans, I know we've been saying this, okay, it can't get any worse, yada, 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 but like, hey, we actually might eventually be getting to the end of this. At some point, TSM is going to hit rock bottom and things are going to start turning around. There's only 2 weeks left of spring split. Hopefully, we're getting closer and closer to the end. Hopefully, summer will be better. I know Doublelift also did tweet out He said, good stream today. Was fun seeing everyone show up to watch Breaking Point with me, which obviously is hinting to like Team Liquid Breaking Point when they had like the banger documentary, all that stuff. I wish TSM would put something like that out. That would be hilarious. It would get so many views, especially at a time when, hey, their socials ain't doing so hot. But also, people are talking more and more about, yeah, is this roster about to break up? Are we going to see... How many of these players are we going to see back even in the summer split, let alone 2023, let alone 2024? You know, Reggie's talking about this being a 3-year plan, and we might not even make it to the second split of that 6-split plan, which would be absolutely crazy. But again, obviously Peter Zhang had to have some extent of ties with these Chinese players, and now that he's gone, there was already rumors and speculation that Kaido and Shenny were both going to be gone for the summer split, but now are they more incentivized to be gone? Is TSM now a better place without Peter? Like, I don't know. Spica obviously doesn't seem happy about this whole situation. Tactical was tweeting about this thing yesterday. This thing is an absolute mess. TSM, again, they are already in a horrible spot and things just keep getting worse. What's their roster going to be for summer? What's their roster going to be going in the future? What's their philosophy going to be? This is just, it's just a mess. It's just crazy. But it's also the train wreck that you just can't look away from. That's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this whole TSM situation, anything we talked about, or anything else you've heard, seen, whatever. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.